Hey, what is up everybody? Blades for here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the new 5-star character coming, who is going to be Phoebe. Currently we have about 4 days till this character does end up dropping here, so I wanted to at least go ahead and announce this and tell you guys exactly how she does work. Now, this character is probably one of my favorite characters inside the game, not only because of course how she is as a navigator herself, but as well as for her looks. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it to myself here. I love the girl's looks here, and I feel like a lot of you guys are gonna like her, not only for that, but what she can do. So we're gonna jump straight into it. But before I do straight into that as well, I want to say thank you guys for all showing up to the stream. It was absolutely amazing. I had a ton of fun, and for a 24-hour stream, which I never thought I would ever do those, I gotta say it was definitely the best time ever. So thank you guys for coming on out, and we might do another one for a big celebration next time, but we're gonna get straight into the video. Now, this character is going to be dropping fairly soon on the 20th here, and the main reason how we know this is because go ahead and check your inventory and actually go ahead and check the box that you get from the BP itself here. By clicking it and holding down on her weapon, it tells us the actual date that this will be usable. This date is when she ends up coming out, which is the 20th of this month, much like how we know Cord is coming out on the 3rd of next month. I'll try to have another video explaining exactly Cord and everything, so stay tuned with that as well. But on the 20th this month is when she's coming out here, which is in 4 days, so I decided it'd be good for you guys to go ahead and notify exactly what she does, and what better way to do so other than showing it on the screen here. So if you guys can check, we are on lafel.net here, which is another site that is actually fairly darn credible here. I've been using it for quite some time, and not only this is just a lot of information that I already also know, and they definitely are really credible about it. Now, Yumi here, or Phoebe, which is what I end up calling her 24/7, is an amazing unit as usual, and she kind of excels in the aspects of elemental damage type aspects here. She is an offensive Navi, though her main highlight is she's helping you out in the elemental section. So let's say we have a fire DPS. Well, she can make it so your whole team does more damage with fire DPS. And it's more or less one of those things that you're going to gravitate to when it comes down to boosting damage overall for said specific elements. She really does this very well, and it's going to be based on her cocktails that she's able to create here, which is another gimmick that she has. Being that she is a 5-star navigator, she's able to share a lot more of her stats. The 4-star navigators, as you see, only share 15%, while she's going to be sharing 20% of her own stats as well. So this is going to make it so when you're building this actual navigator, it's going to be even more so worth it, especially when it comes down to giving out those stats to your other allies here. So you can boost up your DPS even more so, and kind of make your other teammates a little bit more tanky, which is always a good thing. But the thing about this character here is, unlike the other navis that we do have, where we are building them with EHR, we're building them with defense here to make her work. She's pure offense, so you want to build her as such. Really, she's gonna be given a ton of attack here, and that's mainly what she scales off of, unlike Futaba, who's more likely attack, crit rate, crit damage, those type of aspects. This character is all about attack. The more attack that you have on her, the better she's going to end up playing, and the better your team is going to really acclimate to this, seeing that majority of her buffs that she does give off does scale off her attack. For example, if we go ahead and actually see her skill 1 here, which is Alluring Fragrance, she increases all allies attack by 8% here, and this is going to be based off of her attack for 3 whole turns. This can go up to a 5,000 attack mileage here, which is going to help you out quite a lot. The same thing is actually shown with her best one being the Fragrant Wine here, and this is more or less going to increase the attribute designated, such as the specific one, such as fire. For example, we have a fire DPS, we put it on that fire DPS, everyone deals more fire damage, and this is also going to be based on her actual attack. So all of this stuff, we have to take a lot of attention into really her whole kit here, as well as increasing her attack overall. I feel like for a lot of people, this is where a lot of different teams are going to start bridging that gap of damage here, and she's more or less going to be the character that's going to tell people, hey, am I going to be really good at SOS and Guild Boss, or am I not going to be really good at this? So this is where the part of the video comes in where I'm just going to straight up say it right now. Is it worth your time getting this character? Is it not worth it? Is it worth it? Should you pull? Should you not pull? I'm gonna straight up say it right now. If you are free to play and you really want to go for Cord and you're trying to prepare for like S closer, do not pull on this character. Reason being is because not only is she a standard character, which sucks that she's not coming for 6 months, but not only is she a standard character here, but at the same time, if we're trying to prepare and get our gems all ducks in a row and stuff like that, we want to make sure we're getting all the resources needed. Many of us are trying to get cored with a 0, and we're also trying to make sure we get our weapon here as well. Now, of course, if you've been smart, you probably have a lot of your resources available, unlike me, who I'm in the absolute gutters right now. But if you aren't here and you're kind of like me a little bit, or either you just been using it just to build up pity, well then this is probably not the banner for you. This banner is more than less going to make getting SOS a lot higher, because that they're going to cater to having a 5-star navigator. The 5-star navigator is helping out damage markers heavily, so anyone who does not have her is going to lack a little bit inside of the damage marker category. So for the free to play side of things here, I would just say try to skip her. Now if you're a free to play and you want to try and have your shot at her, this is another way you can go for it. And let's say you're at 0 pity or anything like that, toss a good 4 pulls into there, 5 pulls into there. You don't get her by then, don't go for her, especially if you're on guaranteed. If you get her, or let's say you aren't on guaranteed, you could very well do a whole rotation if you want. The only downside is, with this in mind, let's say you lose it, well, you're on guaranteed now, that's awesome. But if you win it, well, now you're kind of in some trouble for cord. So I mean, like, just be very careful, especially if you're being free to play for this, because although she's good, she's going to put you in a little bit of a hard problem when it comes down to cord coming on out. Now, the people who are my low spenders or either spenders, of course, get the character. She's amazing. Unless you just genuinely don't care about SOS and guild boss, there is quite literally no reason to skip her. She's actually really powerful, and even on TW, she is still used to this day. So there's still somewhat a usage when it comes down to that as well. Now, some pros and cons about this character. One of the few things I do have to say, she is really bound to a lot of elemental type deals. So you want to really take as much advantage over this by making it so your team that's elemental heavy, aka having multiple units that are the same elements in that same type of team aspect. If you're able to do this, then she's the character for you. Another thing that she's a little bit iffy on here is you will need to kind of rely a little bit more on her dupes, and that's mainly because her dupes themselves aren't perfect. They're not too good here. I would say the A0 is kind of meh, in all honesty. It's decent enough, right? It gets the character unlocked, of course, so you can't complain about that. But if you really wanted to take advantage of this character, you might have to deep dive a little bit more, because of course her cocktails are what really makes things go round. So getting like the A1, getting A3, because it's going to help you with the damage dealt, is really going to be more helpful rather than just sticking with the A0. Personally, for me, that said con is going to happen with awarenesses, so it's going to put her lower priority on my list. I'd rather just get her from standard rather than doing anything else, but that's perfectly fine. That's just my preference on it, and you guys can make your own assumptions. Now, the other thing before we end up closing the video on out here that I want to go over is that this character is really good. She can use her 4-star weapon, but the 5-star is going to be more or less your thing that you would go for. Once again, it does help her out when it comes down to making the mixes here, as well as the potency effects for said mixes. This will help you out with making more of these buffs, more at least, I wouldn't say potent, but more expensive or wanted, rather than being, you know, kind of held back from having the 4-star weapon itself. And then of course, when you're crafting, as it does say here, it does reduce that amount of prep time, meaning you can help yourself with optimizing more of your turns in SOS and guild boss. Other than that, you don't care about that stuff, stick with the 4-star and probably just don't pull her. She's an awesome character, but at the end of the day, you don't always need her. But that's all I really wanted to go for about this. Please save your gems wisely, choose wisely, and look forward, because 2.0 is going to be a huge deal. But with that out of the way, guys, thank you for watching and peace out.